You are about to hear something holy and concealed, intended for no one else. However, before making any changes, I would like you to consider a single question. What's causing this sensation right now? What caused your heart to stop when you saw this message? What made you feel as if your name were being called, given that it is? The one you love, the one you miss, and the one who left this world prematurely are currently attempting to contact you, Archangel Michael says. And if you ignore this, if you miss this opportunity, they may never get another. The message goes as follows. Heaven has been eagerly awaiting the opportunity to offer this to you for hours. The winds have altered. The time is now available. You've arrived at last. You did not just happen across this. Your soul was summoned at this exact time. The guardian angels are surveying the surroundings. They're unable to exhale. And Archangel Michael adds, "My beloved child, this is your final warning." If you close this window right now, you will never find out the information they were so eager to share. Please do not overlook this. Something is on the verge of evaporating. And the person who died begged the angels to keep you from making a mistake that could have serious consequences. Currently, an event is taking place behind your back. Something invisible. If you don't pay attention, you'll realize it's too late. Michael claims that this isn't an accident. They've been attempting to reach you for days and nights. When you were unable to sleep, their soul spoke your name. That was not just a fantasy. It was not only a figment of your imagination. They were weeping and calling, hoping that you would eventually see this. And you do now. Their deaths were untimely, according to Archangel Michael. And they had little fear of death. You were the one who failed to recall the intended message. They briefly considered you before dying away. A sign has been sent at this moment. This message is the indication. Their shouts are heard in the sky. Please convey this to them before it disappears. Would you be interested in knowing about the sights they saw before they died? They saw you. You are currently experiencing the most sacred moment of your life. There is a holy portal in front of you that allows you to bend time and ultimately speak the truth. This is why you've been feeling unusually uncomfortable. As a result, you are reflecting about a deceased person. This is why the timepieces continue to show the same number. The cosmos has been preparing you for this specific message. They have endured an inordinate amount of time. Please do not prolong their wait. Until now, you were not meant to be aware of this fact. This is why it feels heavy in your thorax. This is why your eyes are starting to water without your notice. Because your soul remembers, Archangel Michael explained. They attempted to impart concepts. Signs were communicated, but you were unable to comprehend them owing to your suffering. Nowadays, doorways are accessible. If you continue, you will have access to the information they have been ready to share. However, Archangel Michael warns that if you leave, this message will disappear permanently. This is the final communication they've sent. A divine force has engraved your name, vitality, and destiny in this moment. Your anguish is more than just a sensation of melancholy. This is a message. This is how heaven speaks with you. Archangel Michael confirms that they are still with you. They did not leave, but they do want your understanding of the buried facts. They will begin to connect with you if you read them carefully. They are currently sitting next to you, observing, muttering, and hoping that you will not pass up this opportunity. Because doing so will cause the weather to disregard their message. Michael says that they have made every attempt to keep you safe from the upcoming catastrophes. However, if you do not get this message, you will remain unconscious of the future. Some aspects of your lineage are distinct. They seek to warn you of an impending collapse if you do not take action. An individual conceals something, and the person you loved who went away was aware that it was unavoidable. When they tried to say it with their last breath, no one heard. They continued to wait until God gave them the opportunity to converse. You are the only person capable of preventing the imminent event. As a result, you are the only person who has been selected to receive this information. Archangel Michael declares that this is sacred. This is a sealed item. This is designed just for your use. I beseech you, my loving child, to read every word and let your heart be opened. Heaven is watching, and the person you mourn is finally ready to reveal all. You may feel a shudder in your skin. It is not dread. That is when the spirit's memory awakens. They were not outraged as they left this world, contrary to popular perception. Heaven is a place where willing voices are heard, but it is also a place where loving souls thrive. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you offer is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. The scripture, "Give and it will be," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd want to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. They said your name with love, grief, and hope as they left. This moment fills them with optimism. Are you experiencing it? Is this the place you were meant to be? That every incident in your life led up to this reality? If you dismiss this, you will mourn for the rest of your life, because this is the last time they'll communicate with you. They are using this message to illuminate the darkness you have been walking through. The following propositions are true. All right? You have decided to remain. This indicates that your soul is attentive. Archangel Michael's message begins immediately. It will shake you, but it will also make you feel safe. They refrained from leaving the chamber. They want you to be informed. Despite the fact that you thought you were alone that day, even when the silence was deafening and the grief was insurmountable, even as you whispered, "Where are you?" they were just behind you, pressing on your shoulder. Please ask God to let them converse. Heaven has finally granted permission, but just once. Archangel Michael has agreed to convey this message in collaboration with God for a limited time. This is your opportunity to learn the truth that the world was never meant to share. You are currently experiencing a want to cry as a result of this. Its essence is awareness rather than grief. The part of your nature that is missing is being perceived. And now the truth will surface in a similar way to rain. The person you are thinking about right now. Indeed, they did. The person whose photograph you keep. The person whose identify you will not erase from your phone. They are placed at this site. They tell us not to let them deceive us any longer. Before we go any further, I want to make sure you are prepared to hear this divine truth. Type Amen in the comments area to show heaven that your heart is open and that you are accepting God's message rather than just reading it. This simple action indicates to the spirits that you are not just observing, but also actively participating. Please type Amen at this time to show God that you agree. Something was withheld from you after their death. Archangel Michael warns that if you do not open your eyes now, someone will grab your possessions. Someone has been watching you from behind the scenes. An individual who seeks to have your name removed from a benediction that was specifically intended for you. It is basic to understand. Cash is freely available. The land is privately owned. A name has been registered, but it will not be made public. They want to make changes before publishing the materials. They demand that you be preoccupied. They wish for you to remain silent. However, the person who passed away had reached their limit. Archangel Michael claims that they begged with you to reveal the truth since they were aware of the impending events. Prior to going, I would like you to take action that will seek God's intervention in your situation. Press the like symbol immediately. This single action does more than simply demonstrate support for this message. It is a spiritual sign that I am ready to receive God's blessing. Clicking the like button invites divine blessing into your life. A simple physical activity can provoke a profound spiritual response. You will feel the movement of paradise if you act now. They watched how a person would smirk in your presence before stabbing you when you turned around. They witnessed you putting your faith in the wrong person, handing your authority to someone who is only interested in obtaining access to your heart. However, this is the most striking part. It is unnecessary for you to become ensnared in that trap. Please avoid from doing so at this time, as this message will be very helpful. It's your anchorage in the midst of the storm. This lighthouse was illuminated by a family member before they died. Michael claims that you are not mad. Your sentiments were reasonable. You were correct in your suspicions about the matter, which you were unable to confirm. You were completely reasonable in your anxiety for your safety. Your instincts were correct, despite the fact that everyone else thought you were overthinking. They were beautiful. Heaven is now verifying your soul's appeal. However, this is not just about the belongings that have been taken from you. The topic matter is about what is yet to be received. Someone in your life was restricting the flow, which caused a miracle to be delayed. However, your loved ones noticed this and notified Archangel Michael. Please provide them with one last chance to see the whole picture. Allow another person to open their eyes before passing on the miracle. That is, in fact, the focus of this conversation. If you skim or scroll and don't get the whole message, you can reassign the miracle. Someone else will get it. That reflects the gravity of the situation. You were never intended to discover this video unless you were prepared to alter your destiny, Archangel Michael declares. And you are now. You finally gained the strength to recognize the fabrications. Finally, you muster the courage to say, I am aware of my identity. I am aware of my entitlements. I recognize the person seeking to steal it from me. Furthermore, I am aware of the individual who is still advocating for me from the contrary viewpoint. Archangel Michael says you must instantly open your eyes, or the door will be closed. It's possible that your time frame is shorter than 24 hours. Things will change after that. This period will end. What you could have obtained will have to wait till you return to the recording. However, they do not want that for you. They wish for you to gain. They require your knowledge. Finally, I believe they are present, holding you and saying your name in a supplication-like manner. What did they see previous to their departure? They kept an eye on you in the future. They watched you ascend. They noticed you chuckling once more. They witnessed you receiving all of the stuff for which you had requested. Nevertheless, they saw betrayal, a person, and a specter. They swore to remain until they could issue you a warning. The notification you're reading right now is that one. You still have time. Your life has not been irreversibly destroyed. You have not squandered your opportunity. Nonetheless, you are at the final doorway, and the door is swiftly closing, says Archangel Michael. Do you intend to proceed, or will you continue to pretend that this is not a real situation? Archangel Michael believes that the deceased's energy remains evident in your chamber. They argue that if you value me, you should avoid dismissing me at this moment. We are still expecting a response. I encourage you to remain for a further period of time, as the most important information will be revealed in the following segment of this communication. I realize you chose to remain. Archangel Michael is content. The angels have kept the portal accessible. The soul that had been waiting in silence simply smiled. They are aware that you are expecting to receive additional information at this time. This is an extremely important component. They would like to tell you what happened the night they died. Archangel Michael claims that they were never able to express the emotions that were in their souls before leaving their bodies. However, they may now express it through you. They were nervous that evening, not because they were terrified of death, but because they couldn't say goodbye. They thought about your future, smile, joy, and attractiveness. They were satisfied with the illumination. You may have assumed they had abandoned you, but this was not the case. Not for 1 second. As they died, their spirit reached out to you. Their final words were, "Will they be aware that I still love them?" Archangel Michael replied, "Not yet, but perhaps in the future." That someday is now. This was the moment they desired. They can now express themselves in ways they couldn't before. Kind of like their pride in you. Similar to how they continually observed you, even if you thought they were no longer present. Similar to how you exceeded their expectations for your strength. However, there is an additional aspect. Something they failed to divulge during their lifetime. A familial secret. A fiction wrapped in affection. A statement they overheard. They have observed. They were hesitant about facing this issue before to their passing. They can now articulate it, though. Archangel Michael reminds us that someone you trust has been dishonest with you. Despite their smile, this person's spirit is dismal, and they have been discreetly pointing objects towards you. They are hostile to your achievement for some reason, as it would reveal the knowledge they are hiding. People who are close to you have seen this and have attempted to contact you. This individual is responsible for every strange incident, delay, and friendship breakdown. If you do not let them go now, you will carry their curse into the next chapter of your life. Please take a moment to make your own declaration. I received the truth in the comments to show that you agree with the word from paradise. Not just in your mind, but also in your heart. This is your chance to confirm your agreement to the safety, clarity, and completeness of the information your loved one delivered to you from the other end. I am now receiving the truth by penning it. Archangel Michael informs you that the next 6 weeks are precious. They will have an impact on the next 6 years, but only if you stop engaging in things that drain you. Someone from the past is pleading with you. Do not waste your time with the person who questioned your talents. I overheard their talk while you were gone. It was clear to me that they were telling lies. That's when I understood they were running an undercover operation against you. I have been unable to stop it till now. What is the rationale for the prompt delivery of this message? To warn you, prepare you, and give you the advantage before it's too late. Because the entrance of a new season, a transformation, a good chance, or something you have been praying for is near. The benediction will not be received if your energy is still associated with that person. This serves as your exam. Because, as Archangel Michael says, God does not bless what drains you. Your loved one informs you that I am still accessible for aid. However, the first step must be taken. To properly understand this truth, the door must be left open for a lengthy period of time. You may be thinking, what actions should I take right now? Archangel Michael informs you. Initially, avoid disclosing this message to anybody. Because not everyone is prepared to hear the truth. 2. Keep a record of their identify. Certainly the person whose name initially came to mind is the subject of this message. This is not a mere guess. You have an intuitive sense here. You're hearing them with your own ears. 3rd, locate the number 7. This communication came from angels. The number 7 indicates that all of its contents are accurate. Recognize this when it appears. They are currently carrying out search activities. They're now showing. They are present with you. 4th, avoid skipping the end. Because the coming circumstances will allow them to expose the magnificence they have been hiding. Remember that heaven has never harmed you. The delay was not punishment. It was for the sake of protection. They looked forward to this moment, immediately to guarantee that you were prepared to accept the object they were carrying when they died. It's now yours. However, only if you choose to accept it. Archangel Michael has stated that the barrier is thinning. The level of illumination is dropping. An individual you hold in high esteem is being asked to remain silent once more. This is the final communication they've sent. I will remain with you. In every step you take, every song you hear, and every tear you cry. I have not left. I recently had a shift. I am in the midst of a breeze. I am alone right now. I understand the tenacity you felt when you thought you had none. Currently, I require your presence. I require your brilliance. It is critical that you stop waiting and begin the choosing process. You are miraculous. Proceed to claim the life I saw when I last looked at you. Archangel Michael is now resting his hand on your shoulder. He whispers, "It is finished." However, this is dependent on your conviction. Then heaven watches. There are parts of the universe where time does not exist, misery cannot be followed, and love lasts till the end of time. Your name is currently vibrating at a holy frequency. Archangel Michael suspends his blade in order to offer blessings rather than engage in combat. Due to the resolution of the conflict in which you were involved, the weight you've been carrying is dissipating in an unusually tranquil way. You no longer need to make an effort. Letting go is all that is needed. Allow affection to enter. Allow assistance to enter. Allow the restoration to take place. Everything has changed at this moment. The person you care about, whether a friend or a family member, remains in close proximity. As a presence, an enduring affection, or a light. Not as a memory or apparition. It's so close that if you were brave enough, you could inhale it. You may have recently finished the task. The sensation of chill on your limbs. The heartbeat that exists in your rib cage. That unusual and lovely silence. They are the ones being questioned. They are looking forward to your decision. God placed everything precisely, including the signals, the time frame, and this message. Every delay was actually God's way of protecting them. That those who left were obligated to. That the post you sought was never intended to keep your services. The relationship that broke your heart paved the way for your future. You weren't unsuccessful. You grew above the capability of objects that were never designed to fit your size. That brightness is reborn within you. You are a threat to the darkness. You are once again optimistic. Faith is beginning to grow within you. A sincere, unwavering conviction. Heaven does not require a forest fire to move, whether it is silent or only a glimmer. A flame is all that is needed. According to Archangel Michael God, the following 14 days will define the next 14 months. You will be granted a celestial encounter, a reversal, a notification, an unsuspected chance. Something you almost abandoned will emerge. Your loved one is aware of upcoming happenings. It's also artistically beautiful. It is not only improving. Joy. This is the phase in which you gain a thorough comprehension of the future. Please click the subscribe icon at this time. I maintain this channel not merely to keep up, but also as a spiritual act. I am conforming to the prophetic words being uttered over my life. When you subscribe, you notify heaven. You build a covenant bond that ensures you do not miss God's revelations. By clicking subscribe now, you confirm your involvement in this heavenly alignment. It is impossible to just survive. It's excessive. They are not just content. You've made considerable progress with only half the help and twice the hardship. They wish you to keep this in mind. The difficult part has ended. They will ensure that you do not pass up this possibility to receive. The items that follow will gradually gain prominence. Waves of calm that appear intermittently in the midst of disturbance. It's similar to revisiting or hearing the names or images of people from the past. The same tune, number, or dream occurs repeatedly. Things that had been felt hindered for years started to come together. A soothing voice inside you warns of approaching events. I encourage you to accept it. It's impossible. This means that your chronology is developing. According to Archangel Michael, you have successfully finished the secret assessments. Those that were not noticed. Instances in which you chose compassion over misery. The situations in which you did not respond or defend yourself. The ones you loved unconditionally. Heaven watched all of this, and you are now owed. Not only physically, but also spiritually, in this lifetime, body, and chronology. This is your inheritance, and no one, no fear, no person, no mistake can take it away from you. The following sentences should be said aloud from now on. I am in complete connection with the divine. What belongs to me is currently en route. I can now receive it with ease and peace. When you say that, your loved one smiles with gratitude because you have finally listened to them. Not only them, but also yourself, your soul, your profession, and your education. Don't give up, they say to you in their final murmur of the evening. We didn't bring you to this point just to stop. Carry on. The most exciting part is about to begin. This is the message's conclusion. However, the amazement begins. Certainly, we must conclude this sacred message in the manner intended by God. Soft, aggressive, and unforgettable. The stillness that follows this message is not actually silence. A big number of people are present, and there is peace. There are also all the phrases that they were hesitant to say in real life. You are now taking a peaceful rest in your spirit. Archangel Michael declares that there are no more notifications. You have received the information intended for you. Now comes the period that will change your life forever, what you do with it. There will be no more signals or messages after this. Heaven has revealed the full truth to you. The individual who died eventually revealed all of the information. As they observe, they notice the calm love emanating from the opposite side. It is possible that you will experience weakness. You may feel a strange sensation. This is a regular experience when a person is connected to anything spiritual. That is the sensation one has when a miracle happens. Furthermore, you are aware that it is genuine. So take a big intake. Inhale deeply. Close your eyelids. Allow your body to absorb the wisdom that your spirit possesses. They are still present. They were consistently present. They recently moved to a location where affection does not have to be distant. There's no time. Even if you mutter at 3 a.m., they will still be able to hear you. You can communicate with them at any moment, including today, tonight, tomorrow, and in the future. Given that the connection has been restored and is now working, according to Michael, this letter was not a story. You entered through a door. You will start to notice things from this point forward. A name that hasn't been heard in years may suddenly appear. The number 7 will appear on multiple occasions. Strangers will communicate feelings that were solely stated by that person. Your visions will gain clarity. Your feelings will fade more quickly. Your interior voice will become louder, stronger, and more serene. They are the ones being questioned. That person is yours. That is your miracle unfolding quietly, wonderfully, and flawlessly. However, this was only for those who were convinced. This is only for those who didn't dismiss it. Only for those who persevered until the finish, like you did. Archangel Michael is now glowing. Not because he has fulfilled his commitments, but because you are now willing to accept. Heaven can now open a long-closed door. The energy lingers even after the communication is erased. Furthermore, it sends a final message to your spirit. You are regaining all you lost, but in a much better shape. What was once painful has become a source of strength. The person you adore is still present. You have been granted liberation. A child of brilliance. Continue onward. Your destiny has been altered. Furthermore, you are no longer alone. This letter was the origin of the magic. You have just been through it. Heaven has instructed me to stop at this moment because there is an urgent need for something to be entrenched in your spirit. Please echo the word Amen in the comments area. Not a reverberation, but a seal. You realize that you are now free to move on and are no longer carrying stuff that are not yours. Let the sound of Amen be the sound that shuts all of the doors that the opponent attempted to open. All right. Because you have yet to describe the most important component. Your loved one is now on their knees. I am not depressed. Instead, I am in awe of God. They are kneeling and holding your name in prayer. While they cry tears of love for you, they are not demanding or imploring heaven to grant you peace. Heaven will remember all of your good deeds and love, even if you were unable to contribute. You kept your silence over those nights in order to let another person keep their strength. Consider what they were able to put up with. That is sufficient, isn't? They inquire of God as they display your wounds. God is beaming because He did not overlook you. He has been attentive to your journey and has not missed any things. There were no fake grins, quiet suffering, or moments when you wanted to give up. Yes, He is currently responding. Thunder and clouds produce no vocalizations. Instead, there is a slow unfolding of God's will, this message, and this time. You were meant to recall your identification at this point. You have money that bears your name. In addition to money, there is divine providence and an inheritance in both heaven and earth. Before they died, someone close to you left behind something they wanted you to know about. You are about to find a blessing, a favor, or a way to ensure your safety. A big event will occur, whether it manifests as a letter, a voice message, an unexpected mention of a name, or a legal chance. Archangel Michael has arranged the pieces in a manner comparable to a chessboard. You must act in accordance with the advice of your spirit. However, the person you love wants one thing before obtaining the blessing. Let yourself be forgiven. Forgive yourself for the years you think you've wasted. Forgive those who have broken your trust. Excuse the quiet. I apologize for the insufficiency. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this endeavor is not a hoax. Each seed evolves into a source of light, combating the existence of darkness. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this situation with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. No, it was not your responsibility. You made the most of it, despite the fact that your heart was already partially broken. You continued to show devotion. You fostered optimism in people. You added humor to the situation. They witnessed it. The sky observed it. Do not wait for your miracle to happen, as Archangel Michael instructs. Your miracle is approaching. But the miraculous is holding its breath, ready to be let in every time you disbelieve. Immediately extend an invitation. Not through an elaborate supplication, not with good words. Declare, I am prepared. Say it out loud. Express it sincerely. This is all that is required. Sound is unnecessary in heaven. It requires truth. Your loved one is currently taking a slight step back. They are not relocating. They will never do it. Please distribute this message promptly for your own profit, not just for the advantage of others. When you share this prophetic message, you begin a transfer of anointing. The upcoming important development will also have an impact on someone you value highly. Someone in your network must be alerted of what you have just heard. Be a conduit between the miracle of paradise and the lives of others by sharing this video with them right now. As you put this method into action, you will see an acceleration in your personal breakthrough. However, they want you to have enough room to maneuver. They want you to advance in order to see your physical power. They are aware of the events that are slated to take place during the following 48 hours. Although some changes, messages, links, or options may look trivial, they can have serious repercussions. You would be unable to sleep tonight if you were informed of the upcoming events. You would dance at night. You would cry not because you were in pain, but because you couldn't take it anymore. When your blessing arrives, Archangel Michael instructs you not to retreat. Do not question whether you are worthy of it. Do not wait for permission from another person. Enter your name as if it were already carved on the walls, which it is. It belonged to you before you were born. Yes, it was delayed, but it was never rejected. The heavens are currently clearing the path. The only prerequisite is to stop disguising oneself. There is an additional component. An individual in paradise was aware of the upcoming events. It was delivered to them prior to the transmission of this message. They noted that you were exceptional. They noticed you in the company of another person. They noted that your bank account was fully supplied. They noticed your serene demeanor. They watched as your tears evaporated. You beamed once more. Your hands have once again created splendor. They have examined the room into which you will enter, and they predict that everyone will look at you. Not as a result of your physical look, but rather of the emotions you elicit in others. That sublime, serene fortitude is impenetrable. That is the destination. It's moving faster than you expect, but only if you don't give up now. The tunnel's finish is near. Because it has been so dark for so long, you have forgotten how to see light. But you are not insane. Real is the brilliance that awaits. The feeling of warmth in the thorax serves as proof. The sign that you keep seeing. You are not creating distractions in your head. Yes, that is your marvel waving at you. Are you ready to convene? According to Archangel Michael, this invitation will never be extended again. You are unable to return beyond this point. Avoid previous grief, frivolous thoughts, and people who make you feel inferior. God has made a promise through the message. You've already expressed your agreement by reading this far. The person you love is currently shining. Their glow is far more intense. Their last words are simple, and their expression is compassionate. Prepare to advocate for yourself at all times. Their faith in you has surpassed yours in the past. They will accompany you till you have witnessed the incident. You'll no longer be alone. You were never that. And now, paradise will demonstrate it in ways you don't understand. However, you will be aware of them as soon as they happen. Please do not reject the sign when it appears, as it is intended for you on this occasion. And this time, heaven will not be disregarded. You are still present. This suggests that the blessing has enveloped you. Heaven's confidence is placed in those who persevere till the end. Heaven now has faith in you because of your continuing presence. The clouds do not create thunder or lightning. Your name is inscribed on a new page in the book of life, and a sacred transfer takes place. Archangel Michael turns one last time and shows his thankfulness, saying, "They wish to express their appreciation." And they do. The spirit that perished. The person who spoke your name as they slipped through the curtain. Even if it meant remaining silent for a while, that person begged God to protect you. They want you to know that by reading this message, reflecting on it, and listening carefully, you have contributed to their well-being. You gave them a unique experience before they left. Their spirit is at peace right now, yet it is still present. Their energy will remain with you from this point forward. It is not a phantom or a shadow, but rather a voice that assists in the formation of strong decisions. When one is on the verge of collapsing, one feels a warm sensation in their bosom. A name that is easily recalled when you need it the most. Watch what happens immediately, urges Archangel Michael. As soon as they stop speaking, a fresh miracle begins to unfold before you. It was an amazing event. This is the moment you've been waiting for. A letter, a check, a message, a door, and a phone call. It's currently in motion. It could not reach you unless you received this. However, it is now capable of doing so thanks to the absence of the energy that was previously stopping it. Passers will be the first to see it as it arrives. When the veil reaches your ankles, they will hold a celebration behind it. As a result, do not be surprised if circumstances change abruptly, if calm replaces fear, if money emerges unexpectedly, or if others behave differently towards you without explanation. You have attained a frequency that most people will never achieve, the frequency at which heaven can hear you. According to Archangel Michael, just a few people believe this type of message. You're one of them. And now for the final truth, something you've always known but never stated. They left to be in your life permanently, not in a place or a snapshot, but in every miracle that occurs from this point on. It's been completed. This item is secured. As he turns and walks back into the light, Archangel Michael proclaims, "It is finished." This also applies to your loved one. They beam and place their palm over their heart, knowing you heard them and will never forget. You can erase this message at any time. Nevertheless, the emotions it inspired will endure permanently. There is currently a deep, divine quiet that is both ancient and profound. When something sacred touches one's heart, one only experiences solitude. It is not completely silent. It indicates that you have undergone a metamorphosis today. You won't be able to articulate it, but you'll feel it in the days and hours ahead. Keep an eye on this particular location. Archangel Michael claims that when a soul receives a message from beyond, the universe shifts. Keep an eye on how much the issue starts to make sense. Observe how people abruptly unveil their true selves without prior notice. Observe how you stop pursuing objects that aren't yours, and how items that are yours start approaching you. That is the message that has been sent to you once more. That is the force of truth that was sent to you by love on angelic wings and firmly rooted in your heart. Archangel Michael is now whispering to you. You will not be the same person you were before this. You should avoid doing so. The souls of the deceased continue to breathe. They are now part of your intuition. They provide you the opportunity to consider your next major decision. They console your heart when you begin to question again. They are the moments of bravery that occur just as things start to go your way. You remember that you are not alone, that they never forgot about you, and that their love endured even in the face of death. You have never been stronger than you are now, having finally revealed the truth that they were unable to speak. Archangel Michael instructs, use it. Use it to keep your peace. Use it to separate yourself from the energy that reduces your size. Use it to express yourself when you had previously remained silent. Use it to finally forgive yourself for not being able to say goodbye, which you have now done. This was both your farewell and your beginning. Allow that to function as a miracle. Allow it to flourish throughout your life. When the world tries to tempt you back into chaos, when diversions reemerge, when lies try to muddle your path once again, remember this moment. Remember how your consciousness responded to these words not with terror, but with acknowledgement. That's how you know it was genuine. That is how you know it was a product of affection. And that is how you will know they are still there. They are still loving you, watching over you, proud of you, and whispering every time your heart feels full for no reason, when you hear something that reminds you of them, and when you want to smile and cry at the same moment. You successfully finished the mission. You remained. You understood my message. You have successfully reached the conclusion. I have consistently had faith in you and will continue to do so. And Archangel Michael shines one last time as if a soul has spoken. A new existence has already begun, and the truth has been revealed. It's now yours. Live it. Claim whatever they left behind in the hope that you will one day own it. Be the miracle they've always expected you to be. The communication has been finalized. Your path is now back on track, and heaven is at peace. Finally, there is one more piece that will only be heard by those who have been picked to listen carefully. It does not appear in any publications. It is not distributed at temples. People only speak it seldom when their souls can withstand the dread that most people feel. Archangel Michael has returned to the light, but before he departs for good, he bestows his final words of pure love upon your existence. Nothing will come between you and your goal from now on. There is no upheaval, betrayal, anticipation, uncertainty, or fear. Your route is clear since it was predetermined by God. Standing next to him is someone you previously had feelings for. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe icon right away. This is your last chance to earn this prophetic alignment. Subscribing is not just a checkbox. It is a spiritual commitment that states, "I will adhere to every word that is spoken here." You will be ready to receive any new communications that are provided. Heaven will develop a bond with you every time it talks through this route. To ensure that you obtain all of the upcoming benefits, click subscribe. You are no longer troubled or weeping. You are simply pleased and grateful that you have finally achieved your goal. Finally, you got it. Death is not the end. It's like a murmur that persists after you hear it. It represents an extending of affection. It has been conveyed to you at this time, and one event in your life will never be the same. Quiet. A distinct sign will appear between now and 48 hours from now, a time that will astonish you with its pleasantness. There is no reason to question it. They are the ones being questioned. Archangel Michael holds that role. Indeed, that is evidence. Chance does not exist in paradise. This communication was divinely designed to reach your heart at the exact moment you were ready, not before or later. We've come to the brink. All that remains is your positive response. I would like you to write a letter. My miracle is near. Please provide your final views in the remarks box below, which will act as the final seal on the information you received today. As a reassurance, not an expectation. Compose it right away and be confident that God has acknowledged your prayer. Simply compose it now and witness how quickly events occur. The angels will now act more openly in your favor. Anticipate the end of the wait period. Prepare for a sudden opening of closed doors. Individuals who were previously ignorant of your radiance will begin to notice it again. The light that is renewed in truth, not the one darkened by grief or fear. According to Archangel Michael, your dreams will now be transformed. When you wake up, you will have had a more peaceful night's sleep and will feel more relaxed. Your intuition will be increased. You will know who to trust and who to avoid. At that point, your precautions begin to work. That is the moment when your soul finally joins with the people who love you beyond the domain of this planet. There is no need to pursue. There is no need for verification. You do not have to plead, justify, lessen, or shoulder the load of others. It's no longer about the events described in your tale. It is about your beginnings. This refers to the revelations that your consciousness arrived at, despite others' efforts to suppress them. This is about you, who are whole, seen, held, and chosen, and who are now carried on by a love that death cannot destroy. Reread this message if you become bewildered or forget it. Please review it once more. Allow it to satisfy you the way it did the first time. It is vital to remember that they will return each time you indulge in this conduct. Every time you do this, paradise opens. Every time you do it, there are marvels. Please do not ignore this issue at this time. Awaken and thrive. Reclaim what was always yours. They are present with you. The Archangel Michael is present, and your consciousness is completely awake. As you enter this awakened state, complete one final duty. Distribute this video to further people. Give it to someone dear to you. Include it in your tale. Place it somewhere that is easily accessible to others. When you utter a prophetic word, they are anointed, and you reap the benefits in your own life. Heaven will never ignore those who help it communicate its messages, and you are assisting someone else in making a huge step ahead. Distribute this to more people right away and see how quickly your marvel grows. You can distribute it, and the blessing will be bestowed on you. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. However, your vigor, presence, and attentiveness are already extremely valued. Action is required. Your abundance is ready. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. Don't forget that this message doesn't end with your deeds. Users may use your invention to achieve their destinations. Every seed you sow grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Please pause for a moment. I require you to experience the events that have transpired before you proceed, before you peruse, before you continue. Your hand moved to this item, your eyes fell on it, and something deep within your chest shifted as you opened it. Despite the fact that there was a plethora of information in your feed competing for your attention at the time. Everything wasn't an accident. You went through everything, right? The sensation of a gentle tug, similar to hearing your name called out from an unknown source, was not caused by your curiosity or the algorithm. Rather, the presence of heaven reached through the screen and grabbed your heart. I received an important communication from Archangel Michael today, and it was intended for you rather than everyone who is viewing. In addition, I need your understanding of a situation before advancing. The individual you have been missing, the one whose face appears at the most unexpected moments, and the one whose voice you occasionally hear in dreams and then wake up reaching for, has been attempting to connect with you in a manner that is not distant, nebulous, or someday. In the present day. Right now. By means of this. Please refrain from closing this. Kindly refrain from proceeding. I am aware that this may sound familiar to you. However, I am urging you to rely on the part of you that is already aware that this is distinct as it is. Please remain with me. This is the most important message you'll receive today. Not the superficial kind of absence, nor the polite sorrow that you harbor in public, where you reassure individuals that you are well and smile when their name is mentioned. I am referring to the genuine kind, the kind that strikes you at 2 a.m., when the home is still and the entire world is asleep. You are left with only silence and the overwhelming awareness that they are no longer with you. That pain did not make you more vulnerable. The depth of your affection is evidenced by that grief. Additionally, they are aware of this fact. Archangel Michael has been standing at the boundary between this world and the next, and he can assure you that they are aware of the depth of your feelings for them. They have experienced every moment of your longing for them, every tear, every prayer whispered into the darkness, and every time you discreetly uttered their name to yourself when something reminded you of them. The entire experience was felt by them. And today, they requested that Archangel Michael come to you and communicate with you about a matter that they were unable to discuss while they were present. This matter had been pressing against the barrier that separates heaven and earth, building weight and urgency until heaven could no longer wait. No. This is why it is categorized as an emergency. This is why Archangel Michael rushed so quickly to bring this to you today. They are prepared to speak, and you are finally prepared to hear. I'd like to clarify the intended receiver of this communication, as some of you are about to close it. You are unsure whether this is genuinely appropriate for you. You are contemplating whether you may have misinterpreted the emotion. You are concerned about the pull in your bosom. Don't second-guess the circumstance. This message is for those who have lost someone who was their entire world, a mother or father who gave everything to raise you, a partner whose absence altered your perception of what life should be like, a child, as some of you have carried the most unimaginable weight a human heart can bear, a friend who knew you better than anyone, or a grandparent whose embrace felt like the safest place you have ever been. If you are still harboring remorse that you have no right to hold, if you replay moments in your mind and question whether you have done enough, said enough, or been present enough, this message is for you. If, in the deep recesses of your heart, you believe that their death has left an unsolved issue between you, an unspoken or unforgiven matter, this message is for you. Archangel Michael informs you that you are the one I came for today if the sorrow continues to come in waves that continue to take you by surprise, even in the face of the expectation that you will move on as well as the people around you. Your name was invoked in heaven's corridors. This moment is surrounded by a circle of light, indicating that the knowledge you are about to receive is more important than you are aware. If you believe that this message was meant for you, not as a performance or for numbers, but as a declaration to heaven that you are present, open, and ready to receive, please put Amen in the comments section. The next stage will cause a metamorphosis in you. I must inform you of the individual you are missing. During the final days, hours, or moments of their time here, they were not contemplating the matters that had previously been considered significant, the arguments, the distances, the words that were spoken in fury, or the words that were never spoken at all. Everything vanished in those final moments, as if it had never existed. What left was only love. Your countenance reflected that love. It was inscribed with your name, as if the letters were pressed into a warm radiance. You were with them during their last moments of consciousness on this side of life, not because you were physically present in the room, but because love does not require a space. The chamber represents love. They took you to the crossing. On the other hand, the initial realization they made, the initial truth that was undeniably apparent to them in the full light of heaven, was that everything they wished they had said to you had to be said now, not later, not eventually. Archangel Michael is currently emphasizing the urgency. He did not disregard this message. He avoids motions that aren't planned. They did, however, place enormous pressure on him, which even the skies could not withstand. Therefore, he is present, as are you, and the moment for this message is now. They have a specific action they want you to stop. You're aware of its nature. You've already felt a tingling in your chest as you read those words. A part of you has always been aware. They want you to stop punishing yourself. The story you've been telling yourself about the events, including whether you could have done more, whether you should have called that day, whether the final conversation was the right one, whether you were present enough, Whether you said the right things at the end, or whether you were too overwhelmed by grief to speak, has been consuming you. And they have been witnessing it unfold, and it has caused such an emotional torment that even heaven had to intervene. As a result, I would like to contact you directly, bearing the full weight of the load they are currently carrying for you. It was not your responsibility. Not the manner in which they unfolded, not the timing, not the matters that were left unspoken or spoken too harshly, or the fact that life continued to progress, and you occasionally became ensnared in it, resulting in a lack of presence that you regret. None of this is the story of someone who failed to show enough affection. All of this is the narrative of a human being who is attempting to love despite the impossibilities of being human. You were observed to be in love. Your affection was perceived by them. They are currently in the fullness of it, in an impenetrable light that illuminates everything with perfect clarity. And what they perceive when they gaze upon you is not an individual who has disappointed them. They observe an individual who cherished them with all of their heart, and they require your confirmation of this sentiment. They require you to let it settle thoroughly in the area where the lesion is, allowing it to begin the healing process. Additionally, they wish to inform you of the following. This is not where you envision them. They are not in the location where you last observed them prior to the transformation. They are not in the room where you say goodbye in silence. They are not included in the snapshot, which you keep in the same location to avoid forgetting. They are not absent. They are experiencing life. They are in the moment immediately preceding your laughter, when your body is already aware that something amusing is about to occur. They are present in the song that plays at the exact correct time, and you are unable to explain why it appears to be a message. They are in the warmth that occasionally pervades you without any obvious source, the experience of being held without being touched, and the unexpected sense of calm that occurs in the midst of a difficult day, despite the lack of any rational explanation. They are the ones being questioned. They are more present than before, as the body limits affection. The body experiences fatigue, distraction, illness, and fear. However, love is unimpeded on the other side of all of this. Love progresses at the speed of thought. Love is present when it is required. So they return repeatedly, in the small graces of your everyday life, in the sunlight streaming through the window at a specific angle, in the manner in which a stranger said the exact right thing, in the dream that felt too real to be a dream, and in the sensation of not being alone that occasionally overtakes you in the midst of your solitude. It is not the product of your imagination. They are the ones that push through the narrow space in the curtain between realms, seeking any opening they can to communicate, "I am here. I am always present. I have not traveled to any significant location." They want to talk about something happening right now in your life. They have been following you in a way that is not suggestive of spying, but rather of a parent watching a child learn to walk. Their heart is so full with tenderness that it is almost unable to bear the observation. The specific weight you have been carrying lately has been observed by them, not only the grief, although the grief is present, but also the worry about whether you are on the right path, the exhaustion that extends beyond the capacity of sleep, the loneliness that persists in the presence of others, and the quiet questioning of whether things will ever feel the way you desire. They see it in its fullness. Furthermore, they want you to know that none of this proves you're losing. None of it serves as evidence that you have strayed from a path that is irretrievable. The weight you are currently carrying is not a sort of punishment. The cosmos does not withhold its compassion from you. Pressure that precedes a transformation, pressure that precedes an opening. They have been offering prayers for you. Are you aware of this? When they leave, the people we love continue to pray for us. They pray with a lucidity that was previously unavailable to them, as they now have a comprehensive understanding of the situation. They can identify the path's direction. They can see the door just ahead of you, which you cannot see because there are no windows in the corridor. They're praying for the door to open, which it will. Archangel Michael says the portal is already in motion. I must take a moment to inquire about something. How often do you allow yourself to reflect on the fact of how much you are loved, not only by the person you have lost, but also by the unseen cosmos that surrounds you at all times? We're not left behind. We are not alone in our struggles on a planet that has been overlooked by the heavens. Forces of light attend to human lives with such dedication that if you could observe it all, you would be speechless. Archangel Michael is one of those forces, and he is present today not because you requested it, but because you are recognized. Your name is on the list of souls being watched over, and your life is significant in ways you cannot understand from your current location. You were allocated to this area for good reason. The specific life you have lived, including the losses, the suffering, and every chapter you would have written differently if you had the opportunity, is not a collection of random events. It is a narrative that is being composed with purpose. And the person you lost is a part of that narrative in ways that were not necessarily resolved by their departure. The part they played in your life did not change to the past tense. It experienced a metamorphosis. They are still working with you on the narrative, just from a different perspective. This is the moment when Archangel Michael requests something from you, and it is not a trivial request. It is a genuine one. He urges you to contemplate the possibility that healing is possible for you, that the version of this mourning that you have been carrying, the heavy, unmoving, permanent kind, is not the only version. There is a remedy to this that does not include disregarding them, minimizing the amount of loss, or pretending to be in better health. Love and healing aren't mutually exclusive. This allows you to fully respect them while also gradually allowing your own life to progress. They want it for you. They want this for you above all things because your prolonged disorder does not reflect favorably on them. Even if it is difficult to hear, you are aware of this. You are not the legacy they hoped their life and love would leave by remaining small, secluded, and afraid in your grief. They wanted a memorial that would see you living, striving, and attempting again, discovering pleasure that you had thought was lost forever, and then being startled by the realization that it is possible to experience it again. They also hoped that you would love again in the form that it takes in your life. They want to see you make a decision about your existence. They want to see your boldness in re-entering the river of your own existence. And they want you to be aware that you will not be abandoning them when you do. They will accompany you since it is the nature of affection. It is mobile. It does not stay in the past. The person who owns it advances. It is in your possession. It's always been in your possession. Proceed with it. I would like to take one more moment to reflect before we proceed to the conclusion of this message. If you've gotten this far, something within you yearns for it. Something within you accepted and held on to the offer. That is not a trivial matter. The fact that you are still present, breathing gently, and allowing this to sink in a world geared to divert your attention in 100 different directions is a show of courage. I'd like to ask that you take a time to consider using that courage to complete a specific assignment.